Hi, everyone. Welcome to Curated by Becta's Meal Kit number 83 for January 12th to 15th. Happy New Year, and thanks so much for ordering one of our meal kits for a special celebration at home during this crazy lockdown yet again. We've got a delicious and actually really easy menu to put together for you tonight. I'm really excited. We've been off for about a week and a half, and I'm excited to get back to it, and I hope you guys are as well. No oven tonight. First course is cold, dessert is cold. It's going to be really easy to do. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get started on preheating my pan, a bunch of pans in fact. So a cast iron pan, if you don't have one, you can use a nonstick pan for your steak, but we're going to do 1 tablespoon of oil per person there. We're also going to do 1 tablespoon of oil per person for your potatoes, and then 2 tablespoons per person for your broccoli. And I'm using grapeseed oil, but you can use canola oil or vegetable oil, any neutral oil. Olive oil tends to have a lower smoking content, so it's going to smoke a little bit ahead of time. So I'm going to get these a little bit warmer. That's not what I want. That's what I want. Okay. So steak, I've taken it out of the sous vide bag. We've done all the heavy lifting for you. So we've already marinated this, seasoned it, and cooked it sous vide. So it's basically to rare right now. Take it out of the bag, put it on paper towel, and pat it dry so that all the juices go away. And once the pan gets nice and reasonably warm, we are going to throw it in there, and it might smoke a little bit, and that's okay. And then our potato pan and our broccoli pan is getting warmed up. But let's jump to our appetizer, shall we? So we've got all this endive and arugula. We're going to toss it in. Make sure to take the serrano ham out of the bottom because that should be in the bottom of your box. You've got your preserved lemon vinaigrette. Get all that good stuff in there. And you're going to add some salt and pepper. To it. Oops, knocked over the salt. We'll need some of that for later. Okay, my pan is starting to smoke around the edges. So I'm going to take my steaks and we're going to throw them in there with the oil. While I'm giving this a little stir. And we have a delicious sparkling wine that was most recently used in one of our Big Night In kits. So you guys get to enjoy it tonight with our regular meal kit for the week. So this is a Prosecco from Modi, Treviso Brut. It's great. What Connor says of it, lively sparkling wine produced according to the Charmat method. It has perfumes of wild flowers and fresh fruits, and taste is lively, balanced, and refreshing. I would agree. Okay, so I know I need to get rolling on my potatoes. So take them out, and you want to put them cut side down because they've been steamed already for you. So we're going to just sort of sear them off. I'm going to turn up the heat just a snitch. We're going to do about 5 minutes there on the potatoes. The hardest thing about this meal kit tonight is going to be dividing your mushrooms, your broccoli, and your potatoes, which are all in the same box. Let's make sure I got them all in there. Lovely. I hope you guys are surviving the lockdown. It has been an interesting one. Yet again, I don't think we saw this one coming. All right, let's see how long Chef Rich says for this one. We're going to sear it about 45 seconds per side. Well, I've gone a little bit over that on that one side, but it's not too dark, which is good because I probably put it into the pan a little bit early. Potatoes are going to be there for 5 minutes, and let's look to the broccoli. In your pan, 2 tablespoons of canola oil, allowing the color before stirring. All right, let me take my broccoli out. We're going to get this in there. I might have done this a little bit out of order on the broccoli. I might cook it a little bit longer on a lower temperature, but you guys will get the impression. We're going to heat up a bit, and we need the pancetta nearby and our marinated onions. Okay, so for the steak, because I do need to cook it in advance because I need it to rest for 5 minutes. So we're going to remove it from heat, or in my case, we're just going to turn the heat off. And we're going to take 1 tablespoon of butter per person, and we're going to drop it right in there. And then you're going to get a spoon, and for me on the cast iron pan, a cloth to be able to do it. And as soon as the butter is melted, then we are going to baste it. Still melting. So why don't we go ahead and work on the appetizer. We're going to need a few spoons tonight. For the appetizer, dollop whipped feta in the center of the plate. Well, half and half here, which is always so funny because if you've watched these videos in the past, my lovely wife Maureen comes along afterwards and she separates the 2 plates into 3. Of course, we want to divide it into 2 so that you guys see what a 2-plater looks like. Very nice. Okay. Whipped feta is in there. The butter is melted. Now I'm going to spoon this over both steaks. And just for fun, I'm going to turn them over and baste the backside too. Because what steak isn't better with a little butter basting? By the way, if you guys are up at Mont Ste. Marie, we're launching our Mont Ste. Marie meal kits this week. So you've probably ordered one of these already, so you don't need one for this weekend, but you might for following weekends. And we've got special different meal kits that are going up to Mont Ste. Marie every week. So keep in mind for that. Okay, now that the steak are gorgeous and butter basted, I'm going to put it on a cookie rack right now. Why not pour extra butter on top? That is lovely stuff. Okay, I think it's been 5 minutes, so let's talk about the mushrooms with the potatoes. Brown around the edges, about 5 to 6 minutes. Add the mushrooms. So let's see if they're brown around the edges. Yes, they are. So the mushrooms are now going in. Get rid of this guy. And then we can saute them around. And I believe we are going to throw some butter in there. 1 tablespoon of butter per person. Then we'll give that a little stir. Turn the heat down a little bit on that. How's our broccoli doing? Broccoli is doing just fine. All right, let's plate up this amazing salad. So we've got the whipped feta spread on your plate. And now we are going to get the salad down with the preserved lemon vinaigrette. All right, done. Next up, we need a lot of garnishes. Sprinkle almonds and then olives. So our chopped almonds go on. And then our olives. I always like to do a couple shout outs during these videos, and I want to shout out to a couple special people I know have ordered this week. So first of all, we've got Rick. And Rick, you have been such an amazing supporter right from the get-go, and thank you for continuing to order. And I felt bad. I thought about you because you order every week. And then this last week we were all on vacation, and you weren't, and so we couldn't get you some curated stuff. So thanks for your patience and thanks for ordering. And I want to give a big shout out to my fellow board member at the BGCO, Mike Wilson, and his lovely wife, Jackie. Thanks for ordering this week. I hope you guys love your meal kit, and thanks for all the great things you do for the Boys and Girls Club and all of the children and youth in our communities. Okay, so back to this. We've got our endive radicchio salad, and now we've got the serrano ham, which is going to be draped on top. This is a very generous portion of serrano ham. You don't need to put it all in there if you don't want. You can just eat some on your own. I love the Serrano ham. Okay, let me turn these guys off and take it off the heat because it's basically done. Wait, the broccoli actually needs something. Add pancetta. Huh, I forgot to add the pancetta. So I'm going to leave that on the heat while the pancetta renders. Pancetta is like really great bacon. And then we'll finish up the Serrano here. I'm a little all over the place tonight, guys. My apologies. It's been an interesting re-entry now with no indoor dining, and now we're going to be launching 3 new hot food takeout sites on Shopify for Play, Becta, and Gezellig. So if you don't want to cook, you can get delicious food either picked up or delivered within 6 kilometers of each of the restaurants anytime you want. So by the time you're watching this video, we will have our sites go on. So you can go to our curated site and then just click on the logos at the bottom for Play, Becta, or Gezellig if you're in that neighborhood. So there we go. I think we finished it all. All right, so there is our beautiful endive radicchio salad, top with the Serrano ham, the toasted almonds, the olives, and the lovely lemon, preserved lemon vinaigrette. All right, let's get ready for our main course. Actually, that's all resting. Steak is better rested, so I'm going to do the dessert real quick. It's super easy and super delicious this week. Carrot cake, one of my favorites. Lovely homemade cream cheese icing. We've got some candied walnuts. Now we're going to top. You can break them up if they're on the bigger side like these guys are. We just want a nice little sweet crunch on there. And there we go. A lovely carrot cake and candied walnuts. All right, let's get down with the main course. We need to, we actually need to do some slicing, very important. So let's bring this over. We've got some tongs right here. Now we have taken this to medium rare for you. If you prefer to have this a little more well done, read the finishing instructions, put the oven in at 400 and 3 minutes per degree of doneness if you want to go to medium or medium well. So flank steak is actually super easy. You'll see the grains and you want to slice across the grains. And you want to slice it thin, sort of a ½ inch, quarter inch to ½ inch width. There's the grain, so we're going across. I think the chefs have been off for a little while and they've been very generous with certain ingredients, which is lovely. Okay, so we're going to do the potatoes and mushrooms on one side. There we are. And then the broccoli and pancetta. I forgot the onions. Marinated onions to warm through. Okay. I'm going to put this on my gas stove to warm it up a little bit because the marinated onions need to go in there. And the acidity from the pickling liquid. If you don't like things too acidic, then don't put all of the pickling liquid in there. I'm just going to warm that up real quick. This is sliced, and we're going to add the Chimichurri Mayo. Chimichurri, for those of you who are not familiar, is a wonderful Argentinian herb-based sauce. We blend this deliciousness in to a mayonnaise. It's like the greatest thing you ever had. And you basically just dip your steak in it. Wow, that's good. And did I hit this with salt and pepper? I probably did not. Always hit some stuff with salt and pepper. And the same thing with the steak. Although we have seasoned it, you definitely want to finish it with some salt and pepper. Okay. So now the red onions and the broccoli I have to do a little wiping on the plate. By the way, the red wine for tonight, pairing, little Introvert Cabernet from California. How fabulous is that? We don't have the California cabs too much because that exchange rate is devastating for us. If you want to be super fancy, flip over the last piece of meat so that you only see the red and fan it out on the plate. So that you can see the red. Get that little piece of pancetta away. This looks pretty good. I'm just going to wipe up the pickling liquid. There we go. We have our sous vide flank steak done with the roasted potatoes and mushrooms, roasted broccoli with pancetta and the pickled onions, and of course the delicious mayonnaise with chimichurri. Thanks again for ordering this week, and thanks for letting us be a part of your special lockdown celebration at home. I hope you love it, and I hope we get to cook and curate for you again real soon.